Guys, if you already don't know, there are major changes coming to the game, which I explained in my last video, but today the changes are in effect with the new Focused Datacron Set just released like less than half an hour ago of filming this video at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I'm at. And we also have a new episode pass coming within an hour and a half or so from this video. So I'm going to go over the new Focused Datacrons. They're accessible. I'm going to show you where to get them and what they're about. We're going to go into detail on each specific one, things that we can use with these Focused Datacrons. So far, they're definitely usable in Grand Arena. As I've tested them, I can actually put these Focused Datacrons on any defensive team that I wish, or I can use them on offense, yada yada yada. But let's just go right into detail with this, because this is definitely going to change the way the game is going to be played in the future, competitive wise and PvE wise. So let's get into it. Alright folks, so we are booted into the game, and where to find these new Datacrons. It's not going to be in the store. These new Focused Datacrons, they're called Echoes of Rebellion. You can get 4 of them every week, it seems. So basically every week the episode shipment refreshes, that's when you can get these new Datacrons. They're called Focused Datacrons. As you see, I've already purchased one for myself. They have Focused Datacrons for Psychon of Django, Dr. Afra, Hera Syndulla, OG Hera, and Zalbar. But if you want to take a closer look at these Datacrons, they also offer other that's why it's called Focused Datacrons, because as you can see here in level 3, level 6, level 9, level 12, and level 15. That's right, it's no longer level 9 being the max cap for a Datacron. With these Datacrons, these are maxed out to level 15. And you can have Chrysanthemum, you can have Triple O, the droid that goes with Dr. Afra team. You could have Dr. Afra herself here in the level 15. Let's check this one out. This is more like a Phoenix type Focused Datacron. So we have Kanan, we have for level 6, then we have OG Ezra level 12, and then we have OG Hera at level 15, and then we also have some other modifiers at level 3. Light side starts the battle with 25% turn meter. Then we have level 9. Whenever Phoenix ally targets another ally during an ability, gaining defense, max health, protection, and offense stacking for the rest of the battle. So this is really good for a Phoenix team. Obviously, this is heavily focused on Phoenix. Let's check this one out. We have level 3 for Mission Vow. Then we have level 15 for Zalbar here. We have different modifiers for level 6, level 9, level 12 for Scoundrel, Light Side, Republic. So basically, like I said, this is way different than the regular Datacrons that we're used to seeing. And with these Focused Datacrons, the stats are already set. You cannot change the stats. You cannot change nothing in these Focused Datacrons as of what I'm seeing so far. So the stats are permanent. Like here, as soon as you unlock the Datacron, you're going to get this 10% critical chance level 1, then 35% defense level 2, then level 4 crit chance, level 5 health, level 7 65% defense, yada yada yada. So we understand the story and what's going on over there. It'll also tell you the max stats that you will be getting in the entire Datacron. If you unlock all 15 levels, you will be getting an extra 80% max health, an extra 100% defense, another 75% crit chance. If we take a look at this one, the Dr. Afra one, we get 35% protection, 180% potency, another 25% offense, and a 35% tenacity. So those are going to be the locked stats that you will be seeing in these Datacrons, and they will be refreshing every week as it seems. Over here, 65% health, offense, 35%, 50% crit chance, 30% defense, and then this is the one that I just recently purchased with this icon of Django Focused Datacron. If we go back to my Datacrons here, this is the one that I got. So this one is heavily reliant on crit damage, crit chance, and armor penetration. Well, we also have a resistance penetration here at level 13. So the max stats that you will be getting here is, let me see, 25, 35, that's 60, 95 crit damage. So 95% crit damage for this Focused Datacron. And then crit chance, we have 10%, 20%, that's 30, 50%, 80%, 110% crit chance for this one. And then we also get another 100% armor penetration, and we get 100% resistance penetration. So this one is a really all-out offensive powerhouse Focused Datacron when it comes to the stats, because we have a lot of crit damage, we have a lot of armor pen and stuff like that. I really wish that instead of the crit chance, this would have been offense, because if this would have been offense instead of crit chance, this would have been even better. But the reason why I personally went with this one is because it has a lot of synergy between Huck Cartel, Bounty Hunters. We are the level 15 Icon of Django modifier here for this Datacron is absolutely insane. We also have a level 12 for Fennec Shand as well. The level 15 Datacron for Icon of Django only works offensively. That's the downside of this Datacron. You cannot use it on defense because it won't work. It says right here, at the start of the encounter, blah blah blah, right here. At the start of the encounter, if at the start of the encounter there are no Empire Galactic Legends and Fennec Shand is the only other ally. So that means no matter in 3v3, 5v5 in Grand Arena, this will not work on defense, because in defense you need to place full teams. You cannot just place 1 or 2 characters on defense per team. That's not how Grand Arena works. So this is an automatic offensive Datacron. You can, to get the full use out of it, you cannot really use this on defense. I would not suggest doing it because it won't work, obviously. But let's just take a deeper look at this Datacron and what it does for Icon of Django. So he gains 100% speed while he has fewer stacks of momentum. At the start of the encounter, Boba Fett gains 3 stacks of Beskar armor. Beskar armor is where you get a lot of protection recovery, I think health recovery, dispel debuffs on every turn you take, and stuff like that. 100% critical hit immunity too, so you can't be critically hit once you have 3 stacks of Beskar armor as well. And the only person that applies Beskar armor, I think, is the armorer herself. So that comes into play here. All enemies are inflicted with target lock until the end of the encounter, which can't be resisted, prevented, or dispelled. And all of his attacks ignore protection. So we basically have like a Ben Solo mechanic Omnicron thrown in here too. If you have the I think it's the redeemed Omnicron for Ben Solo, all his attacks ignore protection. Basically that's what's happening here in Icon of Django's Datacron kit. Then let's go further. At the start of the encounter, if there are no Empire Galactic Legends, obviously means Lord Vader. Lord Vader is the only Empire Galactic Legend in the entire game. And if Fennec Shand is the only other ally. While Boba Fett, Icon of Django is active, all allies have plus 75% max health, offense, instant defeat immunity, immunity to ability block, daze, healing immunity, shock, stun, and turn meter reduction. Whenever Boba Fett's Icon of Django gains a stack of momentum, Fennec Shand gains 5% turn meter at the start of his first turn. He dispels foresight from all enemies and makes them immune to foresight at the end of the encounter. If Fennec Shand has 10 or more stacks of Loyal Hand, she inflicts Death Mark for 2 turns, which can't be resisted whenever she uses a basic ability. Jesus Christ. This game is, oh my god. This is absolutely insane. if you have Psycon of Django, or if you plan on getting Psycon of Django, now's the time, because this is actually insane. I am so glad that I have my Psycon of Django, right? I have Psycon of Django here. Where is he? Right here. My Psycon of Django is Relic 7. He's been Relic 7 for the longest. Yeah, I have terrible, crappy mods on him, but besides the point, I've had him for Relic 7 for a long time. He was one of my first Conquest units that I got after Commander Ahsoka Tano, and then Fennec Shand is R7 too, because she is a requirement for Jabba the Hutt at R7, I believe. So if you have these Fennec Shand and Psycon of Django Focused Datacron, this is actually insane. So basically, this Datacron allows Psycon of Django to transform into a Darth Bane mixed with Ben Solo, mixed with Reva and her Death Mark, mixed with all these other characters that just combine into one. So basically, you have Reva's Death Mark here, right here. She inflicts death. If Fennec Shand has 10 or more stacks of Loyal Hand, inflicts Death Mark for 2 turns. So basically, we have Reva's Death Mark for Psycon of Django and Fennec Shand. We have Bane's stats with max health offense. And then we have freaking Ben Solo coming in with the attacks ignore protection. And then instant defeat immunity with his built-in kit, and instant defeat immunity as well, with a little bit of Ray on the side, and then immune to ability block, daze, healing. This is just absolutely insane. And then that 100% speed too. So imagine, let's say if I want to remod my Psycon of Django for a crap ton of speed. So let's say if I give him my fastest character, which is Cat, I could get him up to 320 if I wanted to. Give him these new mods, get him up to 320 speed, and then with that Datacron is getting 100% speed. So that's 100% of 320. If I were to apply these mods on Psycon of Django, that means he's getting 640 speed. So that means he will like literally always be going first. He'll literally outrun Galactic Legends if you mod him correctly and give him insane mods like this for speed, because Psycon of Django is one of the slowest characters in the game, if you didn't notice. But if I were to do something like that, he'll basically be outrunning GLs like no tomorrow and stuff like that. But then we also have the level 6 here. Bounty Hunter allies lose all max protection and gain that much health. So this is the grit mechanic that they have here. And then level 9, whenever an enemy is defeated, Bounty Hunter allies gain Bounty Hunter's Resolve. That's really good too. If you don't know what Bounty Hunter's Resolve is, we can go to our Bounty Hunters and click on Boba Fett, for example. Bounty Hunter's Resolve, he has it right there. And then whenever Boba Fett or a Bounty Hunter that has this ability in their kit, whenever they defeat an enemy, they gain Bounty Hunter's Resolve, which means they can ignore taunt. And whenever they die, they come back with 100% health, which can't be dispelled, prevented, or stacked. So imagine if, let's say, if you're in a sticky situation and you have that Datacron applied and you're using Fennec Shand and Psycon of Django, you basically, you don't even have to worry about any of them dying, because if they kill someone off, they get that Bounty Hunter's Resolve, unless if the team has, the enemy team maybe has some sort of mechanic like, insta kill, which can't be defeated. But then again, we have here the Datacron, which prevents instant defeat immunity. So I don't even think maybe Darth Nihilus would work. I don't think Traya would work here at all. Darth Nihilus wouldn't work against this at all. Instant defeat immunity. I don't think Cat would work here either. JMK Cat would probably get destroyed. Darth Nihilus would probably get destroyed. I don't know if Rey could work with her Whirlwind, because with her Whirlwind, she nobody can't be revived after, if she kills somebody with her Whirlwind, they can't be revived. I don't know if that would work against this. Probably not. But yeah, this Datacron is absolutely insane. And then we have the level 12 Fennec Shand. Calls a random bounty hunter ally to assist whenever she uses a basic ability. So that means every time she does her kicks, her basic ability, Scion of Django will always be assisting. At the start of her turn, she gains a stack of Loyal Hand. Loyal Hand is a mechanic for, I think Mara Jade has that Loyal Hand mechanic. If Boba Fett Scion of Django is in the leader slot, Fennec also gains a stack of Loyal Hand at the start of his turns, and benefits she gains from Loyal Hand are also granted to him. That's insane. So this Datacron is just a bunch of offensive powerhouse stuff and mechanics here that you can use to basically probably take out anything at this point. There's just a lot of stuff going on in this Datacron. I'm already at level 3. I'm definitely getting this up to level 15. I'm definitely utilizing this on offense. I have both Fennec Shand and Scion of Django Relic 7, so I don't even have to worry about getting them the higher relics in order to use this Datacron. But yeah, so when I was talking about that Loyal Hand mechanic, if you guys don't know already, it's Mara Jade. She has that here. Loyal Hand, yep, right here at the start of Mara Jade's turn, she gains a stack of Loyal Hand. And if we look at Loyal Hand, it's another 10% max protection in offense, which is being utilized in Fennec's level 12 mechanic here. So another, let's say if Fennec and Boba Fett have 20 stacks of Loyal Hand as well, that means they're getting an extra 120% protection and offense, I believe, or something like that. Yeah. But that is absolutely insane. Like I said, this Datacron is insane. Let me guys know what you think about these new Focused Datacrons. Which one are you going to be getting and focusing on? Are you going to be getting all of them? Because all these other Datacrons are really cool too. We have Zalbar here, with the Old Republic and the Mission Vow. Yeah, this is just so nice to see, and it's so different. But then again, this is going to be crazy. And if you guys are wondering if you can use these in Grand Arena, yes you can. Okay, let me go here, and then you see right there, boom. I can use it if I want to in Grand Arena. But obviously I'm not going to use this Datacron is for offense, like I suggested. Don't use it on defense. Huck Cartel already has their own Datacron and stuff, even though this new Focused Datacron for Scion of Django does have bounty hunter mechanics in it here at like level 6 or level 9. I would suggest keeping this for what it's meant to be used for with Scion of Django and Fennec Shand. For offense, don't use this on defense, really. I would not, because you're missing out on the level 12 and level 15 of this Datacron. That's what it's really there for, and intention, and then for intention purposes for you to use it like that. But Huck Cartel already has their own Datacron here, so their own Datacron set, so I really wouldn't even be worried about that, to be honest. But yeah, you can use these Focused Datacron sets if you want to use them in Grand Arena. Now in PvE, we'll have to see about that. In territory battle or conquest or whatever, we'll have to see about that. But definitely, these are definitely usable in Grand Arena, definitely usable in Squad Arena, and they're going to definitely be usable in TW and stuff like that. But yeah, just looking at all these other Datacrons for the Focused Datacrons, it looks really interesting. There's going to be a lot of different counters lined up because of these Datacrons now. They cost 10,000 per Datacron, so if you want to get all 4 of them, it's going to cost you 40k episode shipments. I suggest if you want to get at least 1 or 2 of these, now is really the time to get the episode pass, which is also coming at the new episode pass will be coming out in basically an hour or so, an hour and 7 minutes. So if you want these new Datacrons, Or if you've been hoarding and saving up your episode shipment, they also increased the currency to 100,000 instead of 40 or 80,000 or something like that. I can't remember the last currency cap, and now it's increased to 100K, which gives you a lot more flexibility in your episode shipments. So I would suggest, if you want these Datacrons, get the episode pass. Or if you've been hoarding and saving up episode shipments for something really nice and special, now is the time to use those episode shipments and get these Datacrons, because these Datacrons are actually insane. Like I said, this Datacron, the Psychona Django's focused one, use that on offense. The Dr. Affer one, I would maybe, you couldn't. Dr. Affer is more of an offensive tool too, so I would suggest using this Datacron for offense. The Phoenix Datacron though, this can definitely be used on defense, especially if you have Captain Rex. So let's say if you have a nice full decked out Phoenix team and you have Captain Rex there up and running with his Omnicron for 5v5. Let's say, yeah, you have the full Phoenix team. Captain Rex is there with his Omnicron 5v5, right? And then you slap on this Datacron, a lot more offense, more health, defense, a lot more stuff going on. Kanan, if there are no Galactic Legends at the start of an encounter, Kanan is immune to instant defeat immunity, and other Phoenix allies can't be defeated while Kanan is active. So Kanan has to be the first one to die. And then level 9, whenever Phoenix ally targets another ally with their ability, offense, defense, max health, max protection, stacking for the rest of the battle. Whenever Ezra dispels a debuff during his attack, so that's basically his second or leap ability instead of the call into assist. That's his other one. He deals true damage. And then for Hera, at the start of the encounter, Hera and Kanan gain guard. If you don't know what guard is, that's basically OG Chewie, yeah, Chewbacca's kit, where he grants guard to himself and to Han Solo and to the weakest other ally, which means guard that can't be dazed or critically hit or stunned. Over here too, whenever an ally is defeated, if there are no other allies with guard, Hera applies guard to the strongest other Phoenix allies. So yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these Datacrons are absolutely gonna change the way the game is gonna be played, especially PvP wise. We have to see how if they're going to be usable. I've heard talks and people say that they're going to be usable PvE and other game modes, but definitely PvP though, competitive wise, these Datacrons are insane. I would suggest the Psychon of Django, the Dr. Afra, offensive tool Datacrons, and then for the Phoenix Hera Datacron here, you could definitely use that on defense. And then for the Old Republic, Mission Val and Zalbar, probably defense as well, because they're doing pretty good on defense as well. Especially Zalbar has his own Omnicron now. So, like I said, I can't stress it enough. This is probably the most insane time to be playing this game now, especially if you're trying to climb up in the ranks of Grand Arena, because this is absolutely insane with these new Datacrons. So, we're going to be getting a new episode pass today. Today starts the new episode era with Order 66. Today we're going to be starting the new Darkside Clone Trooper unit, a POW, coming out in an hour or so. But yeah, a lot of new changes already are kicking into effect, especially with these new Focused Datacrons. New episode pass today, new episode era today. Let me guys know what you think. Let me know what you guys think on all this new content and everything that's already been taking effect into this game, especially with these new Datacrons. I'm excited to see how these Datacrons really work and maxing them out and utilizing them and doing some insane weird stuff that you probably would never be able to do with freaking Psychon of Django, especially because he's probably probably the worst conquest unit in the entire game. But I mean, hey, personally for me, I got him at R7. I don't got to worry about any more relics or getting him up there, so I could definitely be able to utilize this Datacron when I get it to level 15. But other than that, like I said, Let me know what you guys think about all this stuff and the changes that are coming into effect, especially with these new Datacrons. This has been a crazy video and a crazy ride so far in this game, and I will definitely see y'all in the next one. As always, thanks for watching, peace, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.